Okay, so what's going on, guys? So we finally got official confirmation on the PS4 Neo. It is actually called the PS4 Pro. So in this video today, I want to talk about the PS4 Pro, and I want to talk about, well, I can't say literally everything about it, but I want to talk about some of the key things that really caught my attention, and I just want to really dive into this because this has been in speculation. The PS4 Pro has been a thing since like March this year, so we've been talking about it for the past 6 months straight, and we finally have confirmation on the system itself. We got some system specs and a whole bunch of other things. So during this event, basically it was a I think they called it the PlayStation meeting or something like that, where they announced the PS4 Slim and the PS4 Pro. Now the PS4 Pro is supposed to be an upgraded version of the original PS4, and it's not supposed to have any kind of exclusive games or anything like that. It's supposed to coexist with the original PS4 and the PS4 Slim. So there are no games that will work exclusively only on the PS4. Every game that comes out for the PS4 will play on the PS4 Pro. I just want to get that out there because I'm sure some people did not understand, or some people probably didn't even know. So there you go. And I want to talk about graphics because they kept pushing this so hard during that meeting. They just kept saying graphics this, pushing 4K that, 4K, 4K, 4K. Now I can tell you right now, the average console gamer does not have a 4K television. They usually play on 1080p. I believe 1080p is the most popular resolution out there. So 4K isn't really that big of a deal. Now, for me, I don't have a 4K television. If I wanted one, I could go buy one if I wanted, but I don't have one, and I don't feel like I need one because there's not a lot of stuff that supports 4K yet. And not to mention that there are so many TV shows and movies that are still not in 4K. I mean, the only shows that are worth watching right now that are in 4K is Breaking Bad, The Get Down, Stranger Things, and there is one more show that I think I'm missing. I can't think of it right now, but there's another show that I think I'm missing. But pretty much they kept pushing the 4K notion, and they just kept really stressing that hard. And I feel like as gamers, and if they're gonna make a new console, I feel like while graphics may be a thing, they really need to focus on performance. I mean, they kept mentioning, like I said, 4K. They even mentioned HDR, which is supposed to be like a more crisp, clean version of like regular picture quality. And you're supposed to have a TV that only specifically can work with HDR. I don't know. I'm still trying to learn all about that. That makes no sense to me yet. I'm still learning, but they just keep pushing graphics and fidelity, and they kept mentioning stuff like where in Uncharted 4 on the PS4 Pro, you'll notice things that you never even seen on the original PS4. And it's like I feel like they're so hung up on graphics. And you know, one thing I'm not really sure, so I can't call BS on this, but they never really mentioned if these games were actually native 4K and not upscale. Like upscale meaning the game is originally in 1080p, but they stretch it all the way out to 4K, which would look completely ugly. But that may or may not be the case. I'm not too sure if it is native, but I do know that the media that you watch, like on Netflix streaming, YouTube 4K, I'm pretty sure that will be an actual native 4K. But I can't really speak it for the games because it just sounds, I'm not saying that it's so far-fetched, but it just seems like it's so annoying now. It just feels so annoying that they're just pushing 4K when a lot of developers can't even get their games to run at a proper frame rate. I mean, I think we should be targeting 1080p 60 frames per second or 60 frames per second in general. That should be the main priority because, I mean, like I said, a lot of games today, they can't even run it. Fallout 4 is such a great example. Even on PC, I've played the game, and I remember specifically, I remember specifically playing that game and getting like 17, 18 FPS in like certain crazy areas. And now keep in mind, I have a GTX 970, so I feel like I should not be worrying about any kind of like performance dips or anything like that. It's a pretty decent 1080p card, but that's besides the point. It's just so, like I said before, it's so annoying that they're so stuck on frame rate and they're not really, it's so annoying they're stuck on graphics and not frame rate. And I mean, like I said, they just kept pushing it over and over and over again. 4K this, 4K that, Mass Effect Andromeda, 4K. It's like, can we worry about the actual performance of these games? I don't care that Horizon can run at 4K. I don't care that Mass Effect Andromeda is going to run at 4K. Those things are kind of like a bonus. I want a more beefier, upgraded version of the PS4. And I mean, I'll be completely honest with you, that system looks ugly. The PS4 Pro, it does look beefier, and it does, I mean, you can look at it and probably think to yourself, oh, that looks cool. That's a more upgraded version. But in my personal opinion, that thing is ugly. That is such an ugly system. I don't even know why they felt to need, I mean, well, I'm pretty sure there are other system components that have sorry about that. I'm pretty sure there are other system components that make the system a little bit bigger, but I mean, that thing is just ugly. Like, it's horrendously ugly. And I mean, the original PS4 actually looks better, but we're not going to rant about the system or the way the system looks just yet. We're going to keep talking about the main console as a whole. So like I said, 4K this, 4K that. They're not really focused on performance, and it really has me thinking, like, should I actually get this? Because I already have a PS4 now. It works perfectly fine. It runs all my games fine. Well, some games more than others. And I don't really see the point of upgrading. All I see is a system that can watch, or a system that can play movies on Netflix and YouTube in 4K. But I'm not sure that's worth $400, because that's the price tag. The price tag is $400. And that's the original, well, that was the original price of the old PS4. So I'm thinking to myself, where is the like, why would I need to get this? I mean, what, for a couple of better frames? I mean, like, and they did mention that, they did say that the games will run at higher frame rates, but they didn't really, I felt like they just pushed so hard on 4K. And I guess, you know, to the average gamer, frame rate may not be that big a deal to a casual gamer, but 4K, I guess, would catch their attention a lot better. But I just feel that they're hung up on all the wrong things, in my opinion. They're hung up on the complete wrong things, and I hope that this system ends up being just a much better version of the PS4 that can actually perform a lot better. And I mean, obviously that will happen. It is a better version, but I just feel like something is missing. And oh, sorry about that. And it's like, it's really, I feel like it's just missing something. I guess what I need to do is I need to see actual games run on it, and I need to see the frame rate and see how it performs, because right now they don't have me sold. They don't. And not to mention, it doesn't even have a 4K Blu-ray player. Basically meaning you can't watch DVDs in 4K. That is such a drawback for a lot of people, and I guess even me, because if I were to get this, I do think at some point I would probably get a 4K TV and I would watch 4K movies at some point. And the fact that you don't have that is crazy. And their reasoning behind that was they said that it's not needed because the system is primarily for gaming. But you got to keep in mind that the standards have changed. This is not 2001 or 2002. It's no longer you turn on a PS2, it loads up, you have options and play game on disc. It's not like that anymore. You need to have internet, you need to have Netflix, Hulu, a whole bunch of other apps that people use in their day-to-day lives. I mean, me for example, I don't even watch TV anymore. All I use is Netflix, YouTube, and Hulu, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people do the same thing. So you gotta have this in your system, a DVD player especially for 4K, because I mean, even the Xbox One S has that, and I'm pretty sure the Scorpio is gonna have it too, so why not? I mean, you guys did it. You guys killed it with the PS3 with Blu-ray. That was one of the big main sellers, because back then Blu-ray was super expensive, and then you guys did it with the PS4, so why doesn't the PS4 Pro have it? Why not? Why does it not have it? It should have it. And it's like, they're making these really weird moves, and it's not really making much sense to me, because it's like they are worried. I feel like they're just worried about all the wrong things. Like, I mean, yeah, it is a gaming console. At first it's a gaming console before anything, but you got to keep in mind that people use these systems for so much more. I mean, yeah, again, they do, you have Netflix, Hulu, all that stuff like that. But again, what if I want to watch Batman v Superman in 4K? What if I want to watch hypothetically The Walking Dead in 4K? I should be able to go to Walmart, pick up Batman v Superman, put it in my PS4 Pro, and watch it. Why can't I do that? That's such a basic feature, and it's like right now the only thing that's going for it is 4K. And I mean, again, who has a 4K television? I mean, if at the end of the day, if 4K is what you are really after, I feel like you should just buy a PC. Go ahead and get you a gaming PC. A GTX 1080 or 1070 will probably do you just fine, and you'll have all the 4K you need. Because I find it, it's so weird to me, because it's like, why is 4K needed right now at this very moment. I mean, yes, 4K is becoming a little bit more prevalent now, but at the end of the day, it's really not the mainstream yet. I guess, yeah, you can prepare for the future, but I guarantee you in the next 2 years, 4K is not going to replace 1080p. Oh god, monitor went black. I've been talking for so long. And yeah, man, and then not to mention the fact that they are also announcing, I mean, because this comes out November 10th. The PS4 Neo comes out, or I'm sorry, the PS4 Pro comes out November 10th. Now, they have the PSVR, which is $400 after taxes, like $430. Then you have the PS4 Pro, which is $430 again. So, I mean, you're almost in $1,000 right there. So let's say you want to get Black Ops 3 and you want to get, or no, let's say you want to get a $60 game and then you want to get, what's it called, PlayStation Plus, which is another $60. So at that point, you are well over $1,000 into your console itself. If you want to get the, I guess, I wouldn't say the full PS4 experience, but I'm assuming if you wanted to actually get the PSVR, because I'm pretty sure it's going to be pretty cool, and you want to get a PS4 along with, you know, a game, because everybody gets a game with their system. I mean, not everybody gets a new controller, but everybody gets a new game, you know, that's just a fact. But if you want to get all of that, that's a lot of money, and it's like, this is becoming so expensive. But at the end of the day, if you get a PS4 Pro and you're only looking to do 4K gaming, you're in the wrong place. I really believe that, because not many games support that. And I was so behind this idea, okay? I was so behind the PS4 Pro, because my initial thoughts behind everything was that it would only play media in 4K, like Netflix, you know, Netflix, Hulu. You could watch your favorite movies in 4K, TV shows, all that. And I figured it would just still be a much stronger PS4 that can run games like The Witcher 3 or Fallout 4 in a locked 30 FPS, and it would just perform so much better. I feel like I mean, in my mind, that's what I assumed it would be, instead of this whole 4K gaming nonsense and HDR and all that. It's like, that's their main goal, is 4K. I feel like they should be targeting 1080p 60 frames per second. They should be targeting smooth, buttery smooth games, and not this 4K nonsense. I mean, I guess 4K is cool, I've seen it before, but it's not it's not worth replacing your entire TV for, at least not yet, in my personal opinion. At least not yet. But I mean, I guess that's it for this video. I just wanted to kind of talk about the PS4 Pro and kind of rant a little bit. I didn't want to rant per se, but I just wanted to give my thoughts on this entire thing, because it's a little bit upsetting, and it just really sucks that these guys are not thinking about the things that matter, and the things that matter are performance. When you play a game, one of the most important things is performance. How well does the game perform? Because if it doesn't perform well, you don't have a game. You can't play anything. If you have a game that runs at 1080p, or I'm sorry, if you have a game that runs at 4K at like 12 FPS, you're not gonna have any kind of real fun. I mean, they should kind of, like, you know, they should kind of work on like a system like Neo. Neo has this thing where you can play the game at 720p 60 FPS or 1080p 30 FPS. It's actually up to you. Something similar to that, I guess, would be kind of cool, but maybe that would take a lot, because devs would have to do so much for their games. I mean, I don't know. I'm just saying that they should focus on 1080p 60 frames per second, a very smooth and solid experience, and not only 4K. But again, you know, that's pretty much all we know of so far, and that's just my own personal thoughts and opinions. Hopefully later on down the line we can see some more stuff from this, and we can actually formulate a more clear opinion, because while everything may have been just announced and we have a lot of new information, I still feel like a lot of things are kind of up in the air, and I do kind of feel like I'm misinformed about a lot of things. But not a lot of things, but I feel like I'm misinformed about a couple of things, and hopefully, you know, when it comes out, we get to see it for its true glory. We get to just see what it's all about, and in the next coming weeks, we can see more stuff about it and hear more stuff about it. So, yeah, like I said, that's it for this video. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed it. Let me know what you think about the PS4 Slim and the PS4 Pro. You know, in my head, I'm still saying the PS4 Neo. I'm not even saying the Pro anymore. It's so weird. But I guess that'll just change in time. But yeah, I guess that's everything I got to say. Let me know in the comments below. Let's talk about this in the comments, because I'm really passionate about gaming, and I'm really passionate to see gaming get better and see these kinds of things get better. And right now, 4K just isn't doing it for me. As it stands, I'm really not interested, and I'm not probably not even gonna get it, because I'm not gonna spend $400 for a more beefier version that really doesn't do much for me personally. You know what I'm saying? Like, at the end of the day, I'm always, well, I'm not, well, always, yeah, I'm pretty much always playing at 1080p. I have never played at anything higher than that, and I'm not sure if I'm willing to spend $400 for a little bit better frame rate, like let's say 5 or 10 better frames. I'm not sure if I'm willing to do that, honestly. I'm just not. And I mean, yeah, it's just, I can go on and on. As you can see, I can truly go on and on all day, but I don't want to bore you guys. I mean, let me just end this video. We can talk about it in the comment section below. So yeah, so thank you so much for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Really helps the channel grow. And I will catch you guys later. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. And as always, have a great day.